Militarily Speaking, episode 60, American Red Cross.
This episode, we talk with Jason Ramlow, Regional Program Manager, Service to the Armed Forces and International Services of the American Red Cross of Missouri and Arkansas.
Welcome to Militarily Speaking, brought to you by Armed Forces Bank. This is Tom McLean and Jodi Vickery, soon to celebrate a birthday of a milestone caliber. I am the Regional Military Executive for Armed Forces Bank, and Jodi is the Executive Vice President, Director of Consumer Banking.
Yes, well played. It's great. The podcast is still older than I am.
Oh, speaking of that.
Yeah.
So
soon.
Jodi has a birthday tomorrow, Jason. Yes. So we'll sing happy birthday.
It is a milestone, but it is not 60.
But what's really cool is that it's on 7-Eleven, right? So you get free Slurpees for
every
life.
year. It's on 7-Eleven. That's how it works.
But free Slurpees, right?
I don't know. I haven't had a Slurpee in a long time. I'll have to check that out.
Or a Big Gulp. Just go with the Big Gulp.
Yes.
Of coffee. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Meanwhile, we have made it through the introduction and we have already digressed. Again, welcome to our show. We're excited to have you listening and learning about our guest, Jason Ramlow with the American Red Cross. But before we dive in, Jason, I want to share a little bit about you with our audience. So humor us. This is not new to you. Jason is currently, as I said, the Regional Program Manager at the Service to the Armed Forces and International Services in the Missouri-Arkansas region. In this position, he works closely with volunteer leaders to manage and implement American Red Cross services for military veterans and their family members. He also is the Regional Resiliency Program Lead with responsibilities of managing facilitator volunteers and developing strategies to enlarge and maintain a strong program. Before all of that, though, he has 24 years of experience in the American Red Cross with numerous international and domestic assignments. I bet you have a lot of cool stories from all the different places you've been.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have to do a whole nother podcast on the life of Jason. He served as an assistant station manager in Virginia, U.S. Army Garrison Yongsan, Korea, and Fort Campbell. He was a station manager at Misawa Air Base, Japan, William Beaumont Army Medical Center, and I think is it Kadena Air Base, Japan? Kadena, yeah. Mm-hmm. And Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center.
Well, how did you know
29 Palms.
How did you know what MCAGCC is?
I know things.
All right.
I know people that know things. I'm married to people that know things.
That military spouse thing has you in the right direction.
I got connections, McLean.
Yeah.
Also, he was a Service to the Armed Forces Program Director in the Desert to Sea region in California and Western Missouri region. In addition, he has been on 5 combat area deployments to Saudi Arabia, Iraq twice, Afghanistan, and Kuwait, providing American Red Cross service to U.S. military and DoD civilians in those areas. He is an active duty veteran of the United States Air Force, having served from 91 to 96. Thank you so much, Jason, for your service. His first exposure to the American Red Cross was working with and supervising volunteers at his first duty station, MacDill Air Force Base, which we're familiar with.
Yes.
He graduated from Winona State University, Minnesota, with a bachelor's degree in community health education and participated in numerous professional development opportunities, including several regional training institutes, conferences, and web-based training. These experiences have focused on supervising others, developing programs, administering health and safety, managing volunteers, delegation, and networking, all things that seem super relevant to what you're doing today. Awards received include the Chairman's Award at Fort Campbell, the Civilian Service Medal in Kuwait, an assortment of unit challenge coins, and numerous letters of appreciation. I bet you have a pretty cool collection of coins, Jason.
Oh, absolutely.
Given all the places you've been.
Uh-huh.
Boy, with that long intro, though, I feel sad about my resume, right? Jason's done quite a bit.
If I was a good person, I'd try to make you feel better about that.
But we know that first part of that sentence isn't true. So,
but I'm not going to do that.
But you were also at McCord at one point, right? Up in the greater Northwest?
Yeah, I was. I was there for almost a year. That was my last duty station, huh?
So, and Shepherd Air Force Base in Wichita Falls, Texas. I bet you didn't know that. There's an interesting.
I did not know.
Okay. So it's 1-1 so far today.
I know. Next time we run the contest on our social media, Jason, about who's been in the most duty stations, I think you need to enter.
Yes.
Okay.
runaway winner. So welcome. It's an honor to have you on the show. Appreciate your taking time to share with our audience about your organization and the good work you do. I think it'd be great just to have you start to tell us really at a macro level what the organization is about, maybe a glimpse into the mission.
Yeah, well, the American Red Cross as a whole, we're there to provide comfort and care to the American public, to help people prepare for and respond to emergencies that might occur, whether it be a natural disaster or a military family, that they know what they can do, to what resources we have to help communicate to loved ones about urgent family news, for example. So we do a lot of great work every day for not only the American public as a whole, but also our military members, veterans, and their families. So I'm really proud of that. Really proud to be a part of an organization that does so much great work. And it's interesting in my job that, yes, I help out military and veterans and their families day to day, but sometimes I really will go ahead and look for opportunities that are for the greater good, like what we were talking before we started recording, the smoke alarm installation events that every Red Cross region has. I mean, I jump to help with those. I mean, I think that's a big public safety service that we provide. And also I engage all of our volunteers that volunteer in roles that help out military and their families from day to day. Well, you might not be going into a community that's on a base or affiliated with military, but hey, you're helping out make the community safer. So I'm really proud to be a part of an organization that does a lot of great things for the public. And we have a lot of great volunteers that help us provide those services each and every day.
Well, so I think my naivete before I got a little bit more embedded into the DNA of American Red Cross, I think the general public, Jason probably says, when I think of American Red Cross, I think of blood drive. And they sort of just stop there. But I've learned so much more just in the last 6 months about your organization, and there really is so much more out there. And that's why I'm glad you probably were voluntold to help us with this podcast, but I appreciate you volunteering to want to share with our audience all the great things that you do beyond just what the optics of what American Red Cross, great organization, been around for so long doing such great work. But some of these programs, when you peel it back, they're pretty awesome. And you've been there, I don't know when your 25-year history is, Jason, 25-year milestones coming up with the Red Cross. Is that coming up in the next 6 months, 2 months, 12 months?
Well, actually, it's interesting that this podcast today is my 24th anniversary with American Red Cross.
So
it's been,
we're celebrating two things today.
Been quite a while.
That's awesome.
So there's been, I'm going to go off script. Imagine that, Jodi. But what's the compelling reason why American Red Cross has been your post-military career so long? Is it just because you love what you do?
Well, I love what I do, and I see the impact that we have, whether it be on a military member, a veteran, a family member, or just a member of the general public. It's so satisfying that, and like you said, Tom, that even when we provide services that are out of the public eye, like the blood drives and the responding to home fires, there's so much great work we do, and I'm so proud to be affiliated with a lot of great volunteers. I mean, we could not provide all the great services we provide without the help of volunteers. And I met some volunteers that are so amazing. I say to myself, gosh, I hope one day when I hang up my hat as far as my day-to-day 9 to 5, that if I volunteer for this organization or that organization, I can do that great of a job and I can be as dedicated as any of them.
Well said. We'll jump right into one of the programs, the Hero Care Network, the sort of that app for military family emergency communications for veterans who are seeking help from different community partners. So, but yet that seems to be like one of those best kept secrets that you have with the Red Cross. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, Jason?
Absolutely. Yeah. The Hero Care app, we've had that. I believe it was about 6 or 7 years ago that app was developed, and it is a little bit more popular amongst Guard and Reserve than active duty, but we promote it every time we have the opportunity. The great thing about that app is that it is truly a one-stop shop that individuals who are military affiliated, or they're a veteran or a family member of either of them, they can access the different services we provide to military, their families, and veterans via that app. Not only the Red Cross services, but there's also a link to our community partners, like there's Military One Source, there's the VA, there's YMCA, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
And that app, it seems like every time I check it, the capabilities of that are being enhanced, that there's more and more bilingual capabilities on that app, which is great, that whether your English is your first language or Spanish is your first language, that you can access that app to get to our services. And not only that, there's the non-emergency kind of services, like, okay, if you're trying to find a resource to help you with this need or that need, but if a family member of a service member needs to get a hold of their loved one in the military regarding a family emergency, such as a death or illness in the family, they can actually start that emergency notification process through that Hero Care app. They don't have to go to our website and, I can't get on the, I can't get through, or I'm on hold for at our toll-free number. They can go on that app. They can start the process from there. They can answer some questions, and they can actually start that process through that app, which is great. And I wish we would have had that app around my entire career, but it's great that it was developed. It's been a great tool for folks out there, and so many great resources on that app as well. Oh my gosh, whether you Red Cross assistance or you're looking for something else, it's really been a godsend, I think, for our military veterans and their families.
So how do people find the app? Should they go to the Red Cross site, or should they go into the App Store and get it?
Well, they can go into whether they have an Android or an Apple device, they can go onto the App Store for the respective, whether it be Apple or Android. They can download that. It is a free download.
Okay.
It's really not all that large of a file. So, but it is a wonderful app, and that's easily accessible, and it's free, which is great.
That's outstanding. Our audience just got takeaway number 1 for this podcast. Download the app.
Our goal is to get to what, 50 or what? How many should we do?
Downloads?
No, how many? The takeaways, right?
Oh, yes.
We're going to hit a number. We're going to hit a milestone number like 50.
Maybe we'll hit such a milestone. We could be so lucky. But there's number 1. So kind of keeping on the same line of thought here, Jason, with how some of the Red Cross services specifically help military and military families, I'd love for you to visit with our audience about some of the resiliency programming that you have, both for active duty service members, veterans, helping them endure the day-to-day challenges of military life if they might still be serving, or some of the difficulties that come with transition if they've exited the service.
Absolutely. Yes. You said it perfectly. The resiliency workshops are designed to help those in their service to navigate those day-to-day challenges, as well as those who have separated, to navigate all the transitions that go along with either separating from the military or retiring. Now, our resiliency programming is fantastic. The programming is interactive. It is not PowerPoint driven. It's not video driven. Our resiliency workshops, they are interactive workshops in which they are facilitated by a Red Cross volunteer who is a licensed behavioral health provider. However, that focuses on education, not counseling or therapy, but the fact that our volunteers who facilitate those are licensed behavioral health professionals. If there's something that they run into, someone needs some immediate help afterward, they have that training, and as well as they have that, they know the duty to inform that if somebody says something that about maybe harming themselves or others, that they know how to handle that appropriately. But the workshops, they cover a variety of topics. They're 60 to 90 minutes in duration, and they cover topics including effective communication, diffusing anger, stress solutions, trauma talk, emotional grit, connecting with kids. We also have some resiliency workshops for military kids as well, which is great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We have a coping workshop as well as a communication workshop for kids. And we also have a workshop that is a partner workshop in which an adult family member and their child can be a part of a workshop. They can be a pair in a workshop. And those are called, the workshops, they cover the same kind of topics, communication as well as coping. But the fact that it's not always easy to have a child ages 5 to 7 in a workshop that lasts about 45 minutes to an hour, but having mom or dad or guardian there with them, and we've done a few of those in our region, but they're really something to see. And it's great that the facilitators who work with the military children, they have additional special training, and of course, additional special background checks and FBI fingerprint checks and things like that are done. But our volunteers who facilitate these workshops are really passionate about giving individuals tools that they can use to navigate those day-to-day challenges and transitions from either being in the military or transitioning out afterward. And they're wonderful. More and more we encounter different audiences that we can provide these workshops to, whether it be, oh my gosh, the Veterans Treatment Court in Wyandotte County, that's one of our audiences that we go to, that we facilitate those workshops at. Another entity is the Lansing Correctional Facility in Lansing, Kansas. We provide some workshops for incarcerated military veterans. So, of course, we don't let location be a barrier in us providing these offerings for our military and veterans. And, of course, we do go on the active military installations as well to facilitate these. But they are just wonderful offerings. And what's great also is that towards the end of each workshop, participants are given the opportunity to complete a participant satisfaction survey so they can let us know what we did well, what we can improve upon. And I know our headquarters takes the feedback very seriously. And I've seen it personally that the feedback our participants have provided has aided in future program development. So wonderful, wonderful workshops. And I'm so glad that we have those resiliency offerings to provide to our military veterans and their families. Very passionate volunteers who facilitate those workshops. And the great thing, again, about these is they're interactive. We're not going to kill somebody with PowerPoints or videos.
We do enough of that here.
It's facilitated discussion led by a licensed behavioral health provider. We bring the participant handout packets and the sign-in sheets, and individuals, we come to the audience. They don't have to come to our Red Cross chapter. We come to the audience. The small groups that we provide these in, 3 to 12 participants. But yeah, we will come to that audience. So we make it as convenient as possible for the audience as well.
And if somebody is hearing this and they're interested in participating, did they go on your website to find out where one might be in their local area, or to contact you to find out?
Yeah, what they can do is they can navigate to our website, www.redcross.org, and type in resiliency workshops for a search key, and they can fill out a web-based form indicating their interests, indicating if they know a little bit about, or they read up on the workshops. They can even indicate which workshop they would like for their particular group. As we provide these to groups, not one-on-one, but the individual filling out that form, they can indicate all that, and then that information is forwarded to the closest Red Cross to where that individual might be. Of course, if it's within the Missouri-Arkansas region, it will be sent to me as I lead that program, and I will contact an interested individual and go over our offerings and such and determine a date and time that we can facilitate a workshop for their group.
Excellent.
So chapter-wise, there's not a lot of Jasons out there, but are there 6, 10, 12 other regions or chapters around the country that, because you're so wedded to this particular area, Missouri, Arkansas area, are there others out there? So if there is somebody from a different part of the country that wants to do it, they're going to have the same kind of programs you do here?
Absolutely. Great question. Yes. This resiliency program we offer to military veterans and their families, it is a enterprise-wide initiative. So it's American Red Cross wide. So whether someone from upstate New York inquires, hey, I heard that I like that my local Red Cross can provide this workshop, they can fill out that web-based form and their local Red Cross will reach out to them. Or if it's even more of a right in a military community, they can do the same thing, say out in California, and Red Cross will reach out to them and get something set up. So any part of the country. But of course, as you both know, we have military installations overseas. We do provide these resiliency workshops through the Red Cross on our overseas U.S. military installations. So they can certainly, it would be the same thing if they put in the web-based form that they're at Ramstein Air Base, Germany, for example. They put in their APO zip code and everything, that local Ramstein Red Cross will get the information and reach out, and they'll set something up.
Fantastic. One more, I'm going to digress a little bit. You talked about licensed behavioral specialists, right, that are part of facilitating some of these workshops. Are those volunteers as well, or is it a third-party company you use for those?
Great question. Our individuals who facilitate our resiliency workshops, they are American Red Cross volunteers.
Okay.
And yes, there is a requirement for them to be a licensed behavioral health professional. We do verify their licensure, and we keep that on file in their volunteer connection profile. And individuals who are interested in that, it's really easy. They just fill out a quick application, 2 to 3 page application, and that is routed to our headquarters. They review the application. Then whenever the next resiliency facilitator training is available, we will set up a train the trainer kind of session to orient that individual along with other facilitator candidates to become a part of our workshop facilitator team, whether it be in this region or say in the Southern California region, wherever Red Cross region they happen to reside in.
And Jason, that too is available on the redcross.org site where they can go in and sort of volunteer because of their specialization in a particular area of interest.
Absolutely. I appreciate you asking that. So if individual is interested in inquiring about that and other Red Cross volunteer opportunities, they can simply navigate to redcross.org/volunteer. They can start the process that way. Or even via that Hero Care app that I mentioned before, individual can even start the process to become a volunteer via the Hero Care app as well.
Too bad he knows his stuff. I'm not going to be able to stump him.
Yes,
but
I don't think you're going to trip him up.
I'm going to try.
He's got 24 years of experience on you.
And I've got 6 months. So let's shift to another gear. The American Red Cross has this cool initiative, right, on how to reconnect those in the United States with those that are non-U.S. citizen family members that are outside the United States. And they might have been separated by some civil strife or disaster. And so tell our audience a little bit more about how that works or what that program does.
Absolutely. Yes, I'm happy to. So our Restoring Family Link service, the service you're describing, our goal is to work with other Red Cross and Red Crescent societies, wherever it might be in the world, to reconnect, to restore that family link, reconnect those family members separated. Many times I've encountered it happens to be an individual is here in the States. They might have immigrated from another location maybe 2 to 3 years ago, and they lost contact with a family member who might have been affected by a disaster, or perhaps they had the unfortunate circumstance of being in a refugee camp in another country, and that family member lost contact. So what we do is, whether the inquiry started from our end here in the United States or on the other end with that other Red Cross or Red Crescent society, our national societies work together to bridge that gap, to restore that link. And there's a couple ways individuals can access that service. 24/7 access. They can either call our toll-free Restoring Family Links hotline, which is 844-782-9441, or they can navigate to our Red Cross website, redcross.org, and type in Restoring Family Links, and they can reach a web-based form to access that service, in which they'll be asked various questions as far as who they're seeking, where they're at, as much detail as possible, so we can send that inquiry to that respective Red Cross or Red Crescent society to get the ball rolling. Yes.
Okay.
What a monumental task that would be. I mean, you think about the images you see sometimes on the television about people that are refugees and separated, and it's good that there are organizations like this that sort of stand in the gap.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. And one thing I've been working on too is to try and socialize that among our military community a little bit more, because as you both probably know, that there's some spouses out there that might have been born in another country, and we want to be sure that they know about this, that, hey, yes, there's the Red Cross Emergency Communications for military and their families, but there's this other services available also. If your spouse or the military member might be from another country outside the United States and they're having problems in staying connected with that family, we want to see what we can do to help bridge that communication gap.
Yep, that makes all the sense in the world. I know we've been focused on the Red Cross, rightly so, but I want to talk about Jason for just a moment. I'd love for you to share with our audience a little bit about your background, your military experience, and how that has bled over into the 24 years you've served with the Red Cross, and how that impacts why you do what you do.
Hey, Jason, before
Yes.
you answer that, I got a couple of things for you. Ready?
Remember that question, Jason, because I won't be able to get it out that way.
Jot that down, okay? But I want to know about this experience you had about visiting an amusement park in a zoo. Does that bring back memories in South Korea?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's interesting, some of the signage and cultural differences and that kind of thing that you encounter, and being a young military member, being over there and just trying to explore and finding things like, oh, well, maybe I'm not supposed to go there. And But as they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. But hey, I was when I was a young airman in Korea, but I just wanted to explore, but some things kind of make you laugh that you encounter a little bit, and some fond memories of being in the service when I was a lot younger.
We won't get into Jodi's stories about that.
Yeah, I don't have them. My husband has them. He was stationed over in Germany for a while, and some of the stories, let's say they took full advantage of being able to get out and explore Europe. That's all I'm going to say about that. That way the locks aren't changed when I get home tonight.
So
anyway, back to my really important question.
Remember the question? Yeah,
back to my really important question. I'd love for you to, maybe not the story that Tom's trying to get you to tell, but I'd love for you to just share with our audience a little bit about your personal military experience and how that's translated to what you do today for the Red Cross.
Sure. Well, I believe that I have perhaps a little bit more empathy for our service members and our veterans, being that I've gone through the same thing as they have, being especially those in the service, that, hey, I know what's happening, especially the younger guys and gals. Recently, I was at a function with some younger airmen, and I was like, oh my gosh, let me, as I'm talking to them, let me kind of draw back to some of my experiences and some of my feelings when I was in the military, whether it be at an overseas assignment or a CONUS assignment. And also, I have to say, since I've been with the Red Cross, I appreciate our services, but then I sometimes from time to time reflect back on when I was in the service. It's like, gosh, some of these services are not new. Why didn't I sometimes say to myself, well, why didn't I know a little bit more about this service or that service? For an example, kind of a sad thing, when I was young airman assigned over in Korea at Osan Air Base, I had a family member who passed away. And I admit, I didn't know about the Red Cross providing the emergency communications and that kind of thing. And granted, it was a little difficult taking leave, and there's some emotional things involved in such as well. But I sometimes say to myself, gosh, had I known about that service, I might have been able to go back, and probably what my late grandfather would have liked, that I would have been there in the uniform. And I was noted on the funeral program as an honorary pallbearer, and it had my name and comma U.S. Air Force Korea. And I was just like, when I look back in my footlocker and I see that, it's like, oh my gosh. So what I do is I take a lot of pride and passion and time in making sure our active as well as our Guard and Reserve members and our family members know about the different services we provide and how they can access them. In fact, later this month, I'm going to be a part of a during deployment event that the Kansas National Guard invited myself and a couple of our volunteers to, and I can't wait to be there. Anytime we get invited to an event like that, it's like, oh, good. I have another opportunity to share about our services, because like you said earlier, Tom, yes, blood drives and responses to home fires are a little more in the public eye, but I take it pretty seriously. Yes, it's my job, but from my personal experience from having been in the military, not knowing as much of what we provided, I take it pretty seriously, the opportunity to educate our especially what I'm doing later this month, educate our military family members and supporters about what services we can provide to them.
Yeah, I think the value of your 24 years, as Jodi references, and I applaud for that too, is that the resourcefulness that you have both within the organization and in your military experience, they come together nicely. And you're probably a go-to guy when it comes to people around the country and internationally for your organization, because they know you'll either know the answer, you'll get the answer, or you'll care enough to get an answer for them. And when one of your responses recently, Jason, was, how do you connect military with the Red Cross? And I think the quote was, you serve others before self, right? And that's sort of the military way. And you're always going to put others ahead of you. And that's commendable. So I appreciate that. And the interwoven connectivity between the two organizations of your military career and the Red Cross are awesome. So thank you for your service in both ways.
Absolutely. I still feel like I'm serving the country.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing the uniform anymore, but I'm providing important services for our military members, their families, and our veterans.
I would agree.
It's time to play Stump Jason. right? I talked about how
You're gonna make
resourceful
him
you are,
nervous
right?
after your
I know.
last question.
No, I'm not going to do that again to him. But we've referenced it a couple of times, Jason, about the smoke alarm stuff, the CPR training. Sometimes there's just sort of a short version of CPR, not full certification for that, because that's a much longer, more intensive process to do that. But again, the ... about it, Red Cross, of there's so much more. That are there other programs beside the couple that I've talked about that I've been accustomed or learned more about, that are more hidden gems out there that might be good for our audience to hear from you?
Sure. I can. I'm happy to share one that comes to the top of my mind is our pet first aid offering, and I don't believe we have pet first aid as in-person classes anymore, but there's a Red Cross app, as well as I believe there may be a online Red Cross class individuals can take, pet first aid, and it's interesting.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I know. I didn't know it was a thing.
didn't know
Yes.
that was a thing.
Pet first aid. I mean, if you notice your cat or dog choking, you want to be able to know what to do, and it's unfortunate that we don't have that as an in-person offering anymore. But I want to say that it was relatively popular when I was in the Red Cross manager at Kadena Air Base in Japan, that we would, when are you having your next pet first aid class? It's like, well, let me tell you, we only hold them quarterly, but we'd be happy to give you information on getting signed up for the next offering. And so that is one hidden gem, is our pet first aid offering.
That's kind of awesome, because I actually had that very thing happen. We have 4 Chihuahuas and another large dog. But Steven, my husband, gave one of the Chihuahuas a giant piece of steak, and it started choking, and we didn't know what to do. And
Maybe he did on purpose.
I started walking around the house with this dog burping it like a baby, and it working itself out. But I'm pretty sure that probably wasn't what they would have taught me to do in the pet first aid class.
Can I say something about pet first aid? Well,
You're speechless, aren't you?
It reminded me of a commercial I just saw. It's called, have you heard of this, Jason? It's like a life vac, where you can do your own, basically, Heimlich maneuver to yourself or resuscitate if you are choking. Have you heard of that thing? It was an infomercial. And it was 2 a.m. So who knows how real it is?
No, but it makes sense that somebody would invent an apparatus like that.
I'm gonna look up pet first aid. You look up life vac. Okay.
I've learned far more than I ever bargained for in this podcast. Tom had mentioned earlier about blood donations. And I know that's one of the more common things folks might know about the Red Cross. If folks are wanting to support such blood drives, do they find out about where those are at in their local communities on the website as well? I know sometimes we have them here in our building, actually, and our associates participate in those. But how would somebody that doesn't have an organization like ours that's engaged in that way find out about where to give?
Well, I would say the easiest way would be to go to the Red Cross website, redcross.org. Another easy way would be to download the Red Cross Blood app. The Red Cross Blood app is a very easy way you can not only find out about where the next blood drive is going to be at, but I believe, I haven't been on that app in a minute or two, but I believe you can also indicate your interest in hosting a blood drive, because not only do we want individuals to donate blood, as American Red Cross, those who donate via the American Red Cross provide 40% of the nation's blood supply, but we also we're always seeking new partnerships and to where we can host blood drives at, because any kind of employee civic group, I mean, there's so many different organizations that we do them on and off military installations as well. So many great opportunities to host a blood drive, as well as to give the gift of life.
Yeah, I think that just makes it easy for folks to participate. Yeah. I mean, you put it right there in front of them, and it sort of eliminates any excuses they might have to go out of their way to do it too.
Our sister bank, Academy Bank, just a couple months ago did one at one of our locations here in Kansas City during disaster preparedness month in April. So that was, but I think our audience should entertain those things. We have a lot of people that work for companies that could help your organization. Because I noticed on your website too, Jason, that if people give blood in July, this won't get published before the end of July. They have a chance to win a 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn. Did you know that, Jodi?
No, my husband will probably go get one
between now and July 31st, right? Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes, from time to time, there are drawings and things out there, some incentives to try and bring more people in. I've seen a couple different times. I mean, even though I didn't intend to, it's like, okay, well, I'm a Red Cross employee. Well, hey, I still want to give the gift of life. But, for donating this month, you get a $10 Amazon gift card. So there's different incentives that are put out there. And also, at various blood drives. There may be other things that aren't widely advertised, but you find out when you get there, it's like, oh my gosh. And I would like to put a quick plug out there for on Fort Leavenworth on August 17th, which is Pear Day, the big Pear Day event with when different agencies are out there providing information about the great offerings they have. But anyways, August 17th, Pear Day, American Red Cross is going to have a large blood drive from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the Frontier Chapel. And a little birdie told me that those who come and donate will have an opportunity to obtain one or more Worlds of Fun tickets as well. So they can get a ticket to an amusement park. They can give the gift of life. I mean, what more could you ask for? And of course, you could do that. You could stop by Pear Day, and then you could drop by and donate blood on your way off post for the day.
That's awesome. Tom's very familiar with Pear Day.
Jodi, come on.
Yes. So
Go ahead and tell the story then. Why don't you?
I don't know the whole story. I just seen pictures.
I'll fill in the gaps. Go ahead.
So the end of the story is our local branch participates every year in Pear Day. And you'll have to fill in the reason why, but we dress up like the Wizard of Oz characters when we do this. And I have some pretty amazing photos of Tom dressed as the Tin Man. And for like $20, $20, I'll send them to you, Jason.
So, we want to leave our mark there during Pear Day when all these new incoming soldiers and families come to. But that suit doesn't fit anymore. You know that, right?
But you still wear it.
But I retired.
Oh.
But Jason, are you going to be at Pear Day?
This year, I probably won't be. I'm taking a little time off to go visit family up in Wisconsin and Minnesota. But Red Cross will have a presence there. And of course, we're very pleased that the installation is allowing us to host a blood drive. But when I talked with folks on the installation, as well as our biomedical folks, I said, what a great opportunity. There's going to be a lot of folks on the installation that day that we start putting the word out and work with public affairs that individuals can not only see different agencies out there as far as what they have to offer opportunities, but they also can give the gift of life while they're there on post too for the day.
Mary Monago, that name may mean something to you, Jason, but she's the one that runs MWR on Fort Leavenworth, and she's been doing it for years. Used to work for our company in our marketing department, but they put on a great show. They always have a full complement of vendors that are there, and it's a fun time. I think the added value of the Red Cross being there is something that I don't think we've seen in years past, because it's twice a year, typically in April and August. So it's going to be fun. I'll be out there on the 17th, so I will check it out.
Wonderful.
Very good. With 24 years with the organization, I'm sure you have oodles of stories, but I always like to ask our guests if they've got any that stick out in their mind, whether with a military family, not a military family, where you've seen firsthand the impact of what the Red Cross is doing in somebody's individual life or individual family that you could share?
Well, reflecting back when I was a Red Cross team leader of a small Red Cross team in Bagram, Afghanistan in 2008, that one thing that it always, I think of it from time to time, and that's just one memory I have, that the impact that our services have there, that while we had U.S. forces there, is that the command, they really took our services to heart and knew how valuable it was, and they appreciated us being there. That anyways, individuals, if they needed to depart on leave, especially if it was emergency leave, they had to have a signature on their leave form from the first 07 in their chain of command, or there had to be an American Red Cross Emergency Communications case number that would be verified before they could get registered for a flight. And I was like, oh my gosh, when I realized that a short time after we arrived, it's like, oh my gosh, it's really a big deal us being here, that they really trust in us, that we've been that neutral third party for such a long time, verifying those family emergencies and passing along that information that is verified by us, neutral third party, to the command so they can make that informed decision and inform the service member. But just having service members stop by, as our office was at that time, and when I was there in 2008, we were in the USO building, which is right across the street from the passenger terminal, that people would come by. It's like, oh, Red Cross, appreciate what you did. And just hearing that a few times while I was there, it really hit me, along with the military, the trust they had in us. It was like, oh my gosh, it was just amazing. And I said to myself, gosh, I'm a part of this organization that has that pull, and our services are really valued and treated as just appreciated. I mean, it was really, really kind of powerful. So I would say that was that's definitely a highlight during my career as far as how important and valued I saw our services as being when I was there in Afghanistan in 2008.
No, I think that's a great thing to share. And while you were saying that, and then I think throughout our whole conversation, it feels to me like you're in the delivering peace of mind business, quite honestly, whether it's that or any of the other number of initiatives that we've talked about. There when sometimes things aren't going great, or people just might need that reassurance that something's going to be taken care of.
Exactly. I mean, what's incredible with American Red Cross has surveyed Department of Defense numerous times during my career that, hey, social media and everything else, do you still need this? Is this service still valued? And we keep being told a resounding yes, we absolutely need it, which is great. It's like, oh my gosh, there's X, formerly known as Twitter, out there. There's Facebook, there's texting, there's everything else. But the fact that about American Red Cross being that neutral third party who is congressionally chartered to be that communication link between military members and their families during a critical life event, that it's incredible and it's wonderful that service is still needed and still very much used.
Yep, no, I can believe that.
I also applaud you for I think you've done some reconnection workshops for veterans who are inmates. And we've, at Fort Leavenworth in particular, for years, we've done financial education for inmates. And it's rewarding for us to be able to provide that service. And just like it probably has been for you, Jason, to be literally inside the gates to provide some resources, provide some, I guess, level of comfort with their surroundings, level of comfort to connect with people. And it's never easy. I haven't lived that life of transitioning out of the military, but I hear it all the time. I hear from our guests all the time about that common bond with the military community. And so I'm glad you're a part of that, because you've walked in their footsteps and the boots, and you know how to make it better for them. Mm-hmm. So we're at the end, and we've covered a lot of ground. The only thing I really want to know is what's the nickname of Winona State University? That's your trivia question, Jason.
Well, I know they're
not a nickname. What's the mascot?
The Warriors.
Let's go with the mascot. No, the mascot.
Well,
you got this.
The mascot. I think it's Winona State Warriors, but I don't remember what. I admit I don't remember what the actual mascot looks like. If it's like a warrior from back in the Greek or Roman times, I can't recall.
It is.
Honestly,
that's exactly right. That is the actual picture, but it's called a wazoo. Have you heard that?
Wazoo? Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Have you heard that?
No, I haven't.
All right. Don't believe everything you read on the internet.
Way to maintain your standing as the fount of worthless knowledge.
Is there anything else you want to bring up as we wind this down? Then we need another minute of your time, Jason, because we're going to play a little bit of a trivia game for you. Okay. A real one.
Sure. Absolutely. I just would like to share that the American Red Cross has so many different services and opportunities. We encourage everybody to check them out, whether you're a military member, a veteran, a supporter, military member, veteran, or not. You're just a member of the general public. So many great services and opportunities, a lot of different volunteer opportunities. We couldn't provide all the services we do without the help of a lot of great volunteers. So I'm confident that anybody who comes to us, we can find a volunteer opportunity for them that will fit their desires, that will get something out of it, as well as fitting our needs as well. So I appreciate you allowing American Red Cross to be on today. And I hope the audience will check out American Red Cross, what we have to offer, whether there's an urgent need for our services or just you'd like to be a member to help out your greater community as a volunteer.
Fantastic.
I think it's time.
It is. So we're going to play the Military Minute.
But it's not really like high stakes trivia, Jason. So I think we'll be okay here, and it won't be weird like Tom's trivia. We wanted to play the Military Minute. On our last episode, we had a question that was related to our guest, and it was about the Appalachian Trail, depending on how you view the world.
Tomato.
So if you know the answer to this one, Jason, you're welcome to answer it. I would not have known it had Google not been my friend or Tom not written it down for me. But what are the 3 trails constituting the Triple Crown of hiking? Any wild guess?
Don't let me down, Jason.
If not, it's okay.
I know you got this, right?
Well, the Appalachian Trail, that's the one. And then there's a trail, I can't remember the name of it, out in the Pacific Northwest.
Oh, he's 2 out of 3.
We'll give you that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember what the
Man, he's good.
I didn't remember that there was a third, but those are the 2 trails I'm aware of.
I'm super impressed.
I am too.
So the Appalachian Trail, the Pacific Crest Trail, which is probably the one you're talking about, and then
Oh,
the
yes.
Continental Divide Trail.
Ah, okay.
I'm so impressed that you even act like you've heard. I would not have
Yeah.
heard of these even. So well done, Jason. Well done. So that was our trivia question last week. So if you answered those 3 trails and you are selected as the winner, you watch for your name to be dropped and you will win $50 for yourself and $50 to a charity of your choice.
Preferably the Red Cross.
Preferably the Red Cross today. And I would like to fast forward to today's question, Jason, which you cannot answer because you probably, if you knew the first one, you probably really know this one.
Definitely.
But this one is for our audience. Who was the founder of the American Red Cross and in what year did that take place? If you are going to venture a guess, informed or otherwise, watch for this podcast to drop and put your answer in the comments to that drop. And you too could be selected to win $50 for yourself or $50 to a charity of your choice / the Red Cross. Right.
Did you know the answer to this question, by the way?
I did not.
Not you, Jason.
I did not know
the.
the answer to either
Okay.
question. Yes.
Should we ask Jason if he knows the answer to that without him answering?
Do you know the answer, but don't say it out loud, Jason?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Says he confidently. Yeah.
Yes, he's like, that's the best y'all could come up with. Well, thank you, Jason, for spending time with us, for enduring our maybe less than stellar trivia questions at the end. But it was a pleasure to meet you and to have the chance for our audience to hear more about you and your great organization in the Red Cross.
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity. This was a lot of fun. I haven't been had a lengthy interview or been on a podcast in quite a little while. So,
Well, we set the new standard for you. So if anybody does fall short, you just have to bail on them. Okay. So if you enjoyed today's episode, go out to afbank.com and subscribe to the show. Also, make sure to rate us. Leave us a comment on your favorite podcast platform like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. And don't forget to text Jodi on her birthday tomorrow at 555.
Yes.
Happy early birthday. Congratulations, Jason, on 24 wonderful years
Yes,
with the
that's
Red
amazing.
Cross. So way to go. Have a good rest of your day. Copyright Armed Forces Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All non-Armed Forces Bank owned apps, websites, company names, and product names are trademarks or registered trademarks of their respective owners. Their mention does not imply any affiliation with or endorsement by Armed Forces Bank of them or their products and services. They are merely used as examples of the many available apps, companies, and websites that offer similar services. Before using any app or website, you should carefully review the terms of use, data collection, and privacy policy. Apps may have an initial cost or in-application purchase features. This information is general in nature and is not intended to be legal, tax, or financial advice. Although Armed Forces Bank believes this information to be accurate, it cannot ensure that it could change. Statements or opinions of individuals referenced herein are their own, not Armed Forces Bank. Consult an appropriate professional concerning your specific situation and respective governing bodies for applicable laws, such as irs.gov for current tax law. Armed Forces Bank, the Armed Forces Bank logo, and the Militarily Speaking logo are registered trademarks of Armed Forces Bank.